Okay, so we have a bid here. So St Kilda with pick number 1 and a bid there on Leo Lombard. And so that is now in the Gold Coast Suns' hands to match the bid, which they would have been expecting. But this is a particularly interesting one, Mick. Talk us through, because we thought maybe there was a bid coming around this point for Kako.
Yeah, you're right, Sarah. I mean, if you look at the picks there, it actually, the way they've done that, it doesn't actually shuffle them back too far. The next pick comes at 58 instead of where they were originally positioned at pick 40. But that's what I found remarkable. Staggering by Essendon to trade out pick 9. They must have thought that the bid was going to come for Isaac Kako prior to that. That's the only reason you would get rid of that selection. And in all due respect, I didn't think it had come that early, and I just think it's an absolute blunder by Essendon, and they're going to have their work cut out for them in this draft to get back in and select some high-end talent. Because, I mean, when you're coughing up pick 9, if it was me, I would have sat there if a club challenged me and said, you go for it. You want to bid on him before 9, go for your life, be prepared to take him. We'll just take the next best and call the other club's bluff. But I think Essendon have had one pulled over them and just given up an elite talent at pick 9 in what we've spoken about as being a super draft.
This could be a headline story, Joey, the fallout from that.
Well, it was always the concern for Essendon. They had to work their way through it and think about it. The worst thing that could have happened was that, you know, pick 9 does get swallowed up. If a bid came earlier, the counter to that is they'll say they've got something for pick 9 for the future, for next year's draft, which they might be able to use to come back in. But, yeah, I mean, it was always a tough situation for them. Maybe St Kilda did call their bluff. But in the end, St Kilda did need some small forwards. That is certainly probably why they've bidded on Lombard here. They need to continue to add in that front half of the ground and get some real talent and quality. But no doubt the Gold Coast Suns will match, and they've got a pick later on as well.
It's finally come. I mean, we thought that it could have been earlier, but now at pick number 13, the Tigers have made that bid, Mick. Yeah,
and look, in all respect, fantastic. There'll be no doubt the Bombers will match this. He's the outstanding and the most classy small forward in this year's draft crop. And look, to be honest, Sarah, the Bombers have lacked a genuine small forward for a long, long time, haven't they? So we see what it's going to cost the Bombers on the screen there. They lose a couple of picks in the 30s, and look, I'd expect now they'll get to work on the phone and try and trade back in to potentially see whether they can get in the back end of this first round or at least early in tomorrow night's proceedings.
Just saw Nate Caddy on screen there. I understand the guys are really, really close. In fact, Isaac was at the draft supporting Nate when he was drafted to the Bombers, so great to see them reunite.
With pick 13, Essendon have selected Isaac Kako from the Calder Cannons and the Northern Saints.
To present the jumper for Essendon, please welcome Dustin Fletcher.
What a moment for Isaac, and we saw Nate Caddy giving him a big hug. They will be reunited in red and black, the best mates, so that is a great story, and a likely cult hero joining the Bombers, much needed small forward.
And much reported, of course, his parents from Iraq, moved out here as the first player ever from Iraq. Wonderful for our multicultural ambitions, and gee, he'll light up the forward line, this kid, with what he can do. He's unselfish as well, sets the play up with his run, courageous. Yeah, he's got a bit of Cozzy Pickett, even Charlie Cameron about him. I went with Tyson Stengel in the finish. That's what I think of him. He can do special things, and he did that all year at all Australians, who he's picked as the best small forward in Australia with the way he played this year, and he's continued that form, of course, out there at the Calder Cannons. Had a wonderful year there. So, yep, they're going to be excited, the Bombers fans, to land young Isaac Kako with them.
He can get up a bit higher too, can't he, Shifter? He gets up the ground and, you know, a little bit like Brian Myers in the sense of he's got this innate ability to find targets inside forward 50, which makes him dangerous up around, you know, centre forward, as well as hitting the scoreboard once he does get a little bit closer to goal.
Can't wait to hear from him. Here he is with Ben Dixon.
Hi Zach, Essendon, you've been in the academy. It's official now. Dad's excited. Your sister's on the phone. Laith, your father, come up here. He's a Richmond supporter. Are you now an Essendon supporter?
Sure, 100%, yeah.
So tell me who's on the phone.
Lisa, my daughter, she's in San Diego, and yeah, she's crying.
Isaac, what a big moment. You got your sister there. She's overseas and celebrating with you as well.
Yeah, real special moment. Obviously miss her heaps and yeah.
One thing about, hey, I'm Ben Dixon, I'm the star of the show, so yeah. Oh, hi Ben, yeah, she knows who I am, yeah. Oh, she watches Bounce, does she? Oh, right. Isaac, I want to tell you, Nate Caddy's behind you. You supported him last year and he's returned the favour sitting right behind you.
Yeah, played heaps of footy with Nate, so yeah, it was real special supporting him last year, and yeah, I'm real happy he's here to support me this year, so.
So at Parade College, apparently you called yourself the dynamic duo.
Yeah, real dynamic duo, yeah, for sure.
I reckon if you have a crack at that with Brad Scott, he might squash that pretty quick.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Now, you love your celebrations like Tom Papley. Do you reckon you can match his energy and go one better?
I don't know, it'll be pretty tough to match, but yeah, I sure hope so. Bring a bit of energy to the game, why not?
So you've trained there at Essendon, you know it. How excited are you now that it's official and you can really just tear in?
Yeah, I've been itching for it to start, so yeah, I'm real happy pulling the jumper hopefully, and yeah, we'll see how we go from here on out.
Have a look at all the smiles on, but look at it, that's unbelievable. The family's so excited. Isaac, well done. You're a bomber.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
So I've got a stat here. His numbers are on par, if not better, than the wizard, Nick Watson, of course, at under 18 level. So if he can come into the big time and have a similar impact, Bombers fans will be mighty happy with it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time since Essendon have had a real gun small forward. I mean,
Darren Buick, I think. We're going a long way back.
Well, Tipper had a couple of years, but not that sort of the prolonged period. But they've tried Dev Smith and Davey and Jetta, Fantasia, but none of them have really been able to work. But they might not be able to nickname themselves, but the Caddy Kako combination for the next 15 years. Someone will come up with a nickname for that duo because it's going to be pretty exciting. Caddy in the air, and then if he does happen to drop one, Kako cleaning up the mess. So Essendon get their man. He's very excited, and I'm sure they're going to enjoy watching him play for a long time.
I'm looking forward to hearing Dwayne Russell and Anthony Hudson call that pair. I think that'll be really entertaining. But as we said, they're great mates and fabulous that Isaac could support Nate last year at the draft, and we've got some great vision of that. So there we go. There's Nate heading to Windy Hill. And there's Isaac behind there. And now tonight it is his time to shine. So that is great friendship from the dynamic duo, and looking forward to seeing them in red and black for many years to come. And Bombers fans will be hoping, Mick, they can lead them to some finals success.
Yeah, let's hope so, Sarah. They've obviously lost a lot of power inside forward 50 in Jake Stringer, haven't they? Obviously a little bit of speed with Nick Hine, and then you bring in Isaac Kako to really shake things up inside that forward 50. And as we've spoken at large about, it's a type of player they've lacked for quite a while now. And, you know, he's one that's come through the Next Generation Academy and now a Bomber. And let's hope for bigger and better things inside that forward 50 for years to come.